Hey guys, we're doing some silent today. A little bit, trying to change it up just a bit. Want to take a look at the map. I see Golden Pearl there, and I'm thinking it's good, but I'm like, nah. I really like Transform on silent. Kind of whittles down the deck, chance to power up. Uh, I see the Nightmare though, and I'm like, oh man, this thing is just gonna be a curse in my deck. I've literally just gotten a curse. Um, and maximum HP drop. Like, yeah, it's pretty dirty. And so I'm hoping I could take a good amount of elites, but we'll have to see based on how I scale up. Yeah, Skewer looks good here. I can just drop the first one really quick. Second one, I block as much as I can, and yeah, and already the Nightmare is it's gonna be the Nightmare of this entire run. Just sitting in my inventory. I'm able to full block this turn, which is great, and then Skewer coming in clutch again here. Really good cleanup. I see Cloak and Dagger. I'm a big fan of Cloak and Dagger. It's just, block 6, deal 4. Helps you progress things like Pen Neb and Nunchako. So, really good. Really good pickup there for me. Easy C-Punks kill. The Cloak and Dagger already coming in handy. Thinking I might be going into daggers or shivs. I should I pick up the strike there. I heal the max. I figure I maybe getting some more max HP would be good, but just being at max would benefit me. I do the calculation and figure out that I can take that one out by using the spike already, or the strike already, for a little bit of extra damage, and then unfortunately we still take some damage here. Again, the Nightmare, every time I see it, I'm like, just, unhappy about it. But, with this, this just really isn't a strong start. I figure I'm going daggers, shivs at this point. And, yeah, I pick up, Infinite Blades. This fight really comes down to the numbers here. I'm trying to figure how I can squeeze the most damage out. Get 2 down, which was great. Again, I see the Nightmare, but I get my power up and get to work on this guy. Again, able to do exact damage on that one, putting maximum damage on this one on the last turn, and we're out of it. I, at this point, really needed to start looking for more AoE. I knew I should have been looking for AoE, and also I should not have taken this combat. I should have just taken that fire, and I would have been set up to take the later elites way better. But this put me on a back foot. I was thinking I would do okay against Skulking Colonnade, and also probably do good against Terrorfish, but and I was like, oh, I get 2/3 odds to not get the eels, but here they are. So I don't have anything really big to punch through the block, so I don't have any AoE, so I'm just spreading the damage out to try to whittle them down and get them to 1-turn kills. I get 1 down here. Not sure what my thought behind using the potion was there, if I'm completely honest. Yeah, again, I just don't have the pure damage to knock any of these down, so I'm still spreading the damage out. Just absolutely taking a massive beating. This turn looks really bad, and I'm thinking through it, but I think through it really poorly. Because oh no, I did do that. Okay, I thought I remembered that I didn't. God, I hate that nightmare every time I see it. This whole run. Yeah, I thought I made a mistake and I didn't down that guy there. I had exact damage for him to push through the shields. Only take one because I used my second potion. Now we can push a little bit more damage. Full block. This is great. I mean, stabilized at 7, right? But a win is a win. I see the footwork. I need block. I can feel it that I need the block. That was a fantastic pickup. Really, Hourglass comes in so clutch for the rest of the run. There's no way I can take that left route at this point. There is not enough healing. There's a good chance that hard pool combat would have just dropped me. So I'm actually moving towards the fires. Again, Hourglass just coming in super clutch here. It's going to allow me to knock one of these down right away, which is good. And then unfortunately we have a bad turn coming up, and yeah, I'm not able to, so I take the 5. Oh no, do I use the fire pot? I use the fire pot. So I use the fire pot to avoid the 5. This was the bad turn. That was a bad turn. Boy, I really thought that went worse for me. Picking up the blades was good. I already did the AoE fight. I don't want to lose any more HP. I know both of the other 2 elites are going to take me down. I think I've got enough to deal with the fish at the end of the level, at the end of the act. I think I'm doing okay. I just want to get out of this fight with taking as little damage as possible. I shouldn't have discarded the Ascender's Bane there. That was a really silly thing, but it doesn't really bite us in the long run. I also probably should have let the gold go, but I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna need that gold, so I take the 4. And yeah, we're out of this with only 4 damage being taken, which isn't bad. Really happy I picked up the snake bite here. My thought process is I can stack. Yeah, Lantern, great find there as well. But yeah, I take the snake bite and I actually immediately upgrade it because I am like, this is going to be the damage I need. It's just going to be consistent damage on him every turn. And yeah, so I push that through. I'm going to take first 4 here. Unavoidable, and now we've got an unavoidable 6 here. Still, we're actually pushing decent damage. I think by the end of this, we cross the 50. Yeah, so we're just across the 50% mark at his first intangible, which I think is actually pretty good. I keep the leading strike because I figure there that it would do 3 damage instead of just 1. So yeah, so I had poked on there. I am really prioritizing keeping the poison up because it's just, you know, it's the biggest chip that I've got. I've got the footwork up, so I can full block here. I see I see the finish line, and I am excited for it, for sure. I'm thinking about calculating gambling to pick up the, to see if I can pick up the kill there, but there was a good chance that I would pick up some beckons that I really didn't want to. So I ended up not. So I don't know, maybe that was wrong. You guys tell me in the comments what you think, but yeah, we were able to finish him off, get through Act 1. Well-Laid Plans is very welcome sight here. Friggin' super powerful. And then I see, I grab the Ascender's Relic, and I'm able to, now I've just got draw every turn. So now I've got a draw engine from my relics alone, which is great. So I'm going to just see more of my deck as I'm playing. And with Well-Laid Plans, I'm going to be, you know, I'm able to hold on to things, which is also really fantastic. I full block here, thanks to Anchor. And then I decide to hold on to my hand. Well-Laid Plans instead of trying to push a little bit of damage with Skewer. Again, the Hourglass just coming in so clutch. Just a little bit of chip, is doing me really good here. No damage here. And then perfect here. Still feeling that I could use more block. I pick up the second footwork. I actually really like the Sad Flower. I know not everyone is a big fan, but here was a really tough choice. Looking back, potentially should have taken Shockwave. It would have helped me keep up Weaken and provide it vulnerable, but I was like, man, I just need more AoE damage. I need some more AoE damage, or I am not going to make it through even some of the hard pool combats coming up later. Let alone if I get Decimillipede. Like, I really need that spread. So yeah, happy I took it. 5 there on the first turn. Pushing as much damage as I can. I was debating on doing Snake Bite. Maybe I should have. I actually think I would have gotten out with less damage. But I did it that last turn. But, you know, hindsight's 20/20. Yeah, because he would have been dead here. I would have taken no damage, wouldn't have needed to use the potion. So yeah, you know, it is what it is. He goes down. I only take a little bit during the fight. It's my first piercing whale. I'm happy to see it again. Really good during Decimillipede. Actually really good against the act boss too, for his multi attack turns. And I figure with Well-Laid Plans I'll have a pretty good time of it. I get off that strike just to even out my draws even more. You know, the strikes they're just, you know, they're kind of just dead. Really happy to see the Phantom Knives here. Exceptionally happy to see the Phantom Knives here. I'm good chance I would have done this fight without the Phantom Knives, but it just made it so much easier. Like that right there, that turn was just absolutely fantastic. So happy to be able to push that. Take a little bit of damage here. Happy to see the Omnislice. Definitely happy to see that. More Shiv spam. Very happy about that. I think I end up... Yeah, that blocks for 9. Whereas I guess the defend would have blocked for 9 as well, but since I have the kill here, it isn't that big of a deal. Pen Nib is a fantastic, and an accuracy. Accuracy and Pen Nib, they start changing my damage output. I'm spamming Shiv so much that Pen Nib is going to be going off constantly, just completely doubling damage. Really, really happy to see that. Another fight where I'm really happy to have the Omnislice. Yeah, just absolutely, instead of Shockwave, really happy with it. I'm able to Drop them early, only taking a little bit of damage here. Again, absolutely loving the Hourglass, assisting with the AoE. Yeah, and I realize yeah, might as well just block, because there you go. Easy cleanup. Super happy to see the knife trap. Now with the knife trap, I am I feel like we can get through the run. Like until this point, I thought we were going to be doomed. I also decided to pick up the heal, which is a good call. I get the footwork. And then I'm debating on what my final pickup's going to be. I'm happy I picked up the oddly smooth stone. Just more block. Here, there is an argument. Vigorous would have been great on the slice. Maybe dagger spray, but you know, I didn't want to take the damage, and I figured the max HP would just come in really handy as a buffer. And by the end of the run, that definitely pans out to be true. We will be scraping by some key places with under 10 HP, so just absolutely came in clutch. Yeah, forgot I had pen nib there, so I wasted it on not the best attack. Should have used it with the skewer for sure. To me, big block turn. Just want to take no damage here. Debating what I want to keep, but it doesn't matter. I end up frantic escaping anyways. One of the things the Insatiable will kills me by devouring me because I'm just not paying attention more than I like to admit. Decided to use the regen potion there, but the person that gets me the most, the character that gets me the most, is Necrobinder, because Osti will die and then respawn and then slide you backwards, and visually my mind gauges the distance as 2 turns instead of 1. So Necrobinder, I die an embarrassingly large amount of time on this. Right now I'm calculating how much damage my shivs are doing, counting them out. I'm thinking about, will Knife Trap do it? But I decided to give it another turn, put in a little bit more damage, get a couple more shivs, and now I know it definitely will do it. So, oh, I don't. I take some unnecessary damage here. Yeah, I really could have killed 1 turn earlier. Absolutely crazy of me. Yeah, absolutely crazy behavior on my part. I don't. Yeah, I don't. What am I doing here, folks? Yeah, I could have killed long time ago. I don't know what I was thinking there. Absolutely crazy. Yeah. See, looking back on runs, I don't know. And even later on, I'm on bosses and elites. I'm literally opening my calculator and I'm doing the count. So the fact that I didn't on the Insatiable there, maybe I was just more worried about. I'm so focused on not dying to being eaten. I wasn't paying attention to the real problems. Yeah, so I take the tiara here. It's great. It lets your block transfer on, which is fantastic. And yeah, and I make pretty easy work of most of this act. Picking up the Shadow Melt, though, was a huge mistake. I don't know what I was thinking. That card needs to be, like, immediately upgraded in order to be useful, and I don't know what I was thinking. I still had Nightmare to upgrade. Actually, probably at this point should have removed Nightmare. What was not using it. Upgraded Cloak and Dagger. Happy to see it. So I'm practicing using my keyboard more just to play quicker, and as I'm like, I don't know why every day I have to remind myself that I can use E to end the turn, but I have been making like embarrassingly bad misclicks using my keyboard, and that's really something I'm gonna have to remedy. Like, it's absolutely something I'm gonna have to remedy. Either I'm gonna have to stop doing it, or I'm either have to stop doing it, or I'm gonna have to just actually like get through with it. It cost me a run earlier. I was running on the Regent, and I got dropped because I misclicked, and it was a decent run. So I was pretty bummed out. Lost a chunk of HP because of it, and I couldn't recover. See another Infinite Blades. Really happy, and it's discounted. Happy to see the Hidden Daggers. I think to myself, Hidden Daggers is a great way to get the Withers out of my hand, and then I save a little bit of gold. One of the best pickups too I got this run was the tent, and you'll see that just being able to spam healing every time I reach a fire ends up being invaluable. This fight I was worried about quite a lot, but I clean it up pretty easily. Pretty happy with how well it cleaned up. Sad to see the snake bite get dropped, but I've gone in a different direction, scaled past it, doing different things now. Unfortunately for it, but has worked out well for me so far in this run. Yeah, I'm not worried about the days. I'm generating 2 shivs per turn right now. A lot of damage, so I'm not too worried about those days as getting put into my deck. Yeah, and then I focus on him and taking him down. Poison might have been nice there instead of the explosive ampule, but I decided to keep it just in case I get into an AoE fight and I need the books. I really didn't want to lose max HP, so I was keeping it for the books. Yeah, that Nightmare, every time I see it pop up in this replay, it is driving me crazy. It was just such a bad card to be stuck with this whole time. Just an absolute curse. I ended up using it a little bit later, but it's like I would have been winning without it, kind of deal. It was just a win more situation. I also wasted an upgrade on it, which I shouldn't have, but that's to come. Find a little bit of block here, which is great. Allows me to end some draw, allows me to pull into that. The weekend, take no damage there. Really happy with how that sequence worked out. Good time for that potion. really happy to see the leg sweep there. I haven't had a big block this whole time, and I'm just stoked to see the leg sweep there. I regret having passed on a dash earlier too. That'd come in such clutch on a couple of fights where I had picked something else up. So, but yeah, really happy to see that leg sweep. Takes a while to work down this guy's artifact. It's not too bad though. Yeah, and I'm happy. Happy I've got Knife Trap in my hand already. And I know that I can full block here, all the burns, thanks to my 2 footworks that I've already used so far. See a 3rd footwork, figure that's good. Block as much as I can. But again, I've upgraded the Nightmare at this point, and it kind of a pointless upgrade, if you ask me. It just is not actually useful. I figure I'm like, I don't even know what I was thinking there. But with the daggers, the shivs being generated by, it didn't matter. See, like, it was just win more, but like with the burns, it was it didn't work out in my hand anyways. But yeah, I'll let you guys enjoy the remainder of the act, and I'll check back in at the bosses. One more note there. So I pick up the gift because I figure it will be my scaling for Aeon Glass. I specifically think to myself there, by the time my Knife Trap is ready to go off, it will kill turns sooner, based on the gift. So I figure I'll have, 5 or 6 health by 5 or 6 strength, extra strength by then. So definitely happy to pick that up. Yeah, and then I'll catch back in during the bosses. Let you guys enjoy this. So another note on something that I'm really happy. I'm really happy I upgraded the neutralize there. The weekend really came in handy in these 2 fights. Yeah, so I figure I can handle the queen here easier than I can actually handle Torchhead Amalgam over time. So I just want to get him down. I have plenty of damage to do that. So I just want to get set up while I'm fighting him, and then tackle the queen. Really happy to see the deflect there. It actually was what I was hoping for. So I take no damage on that turn. Happy to see the piercing well as well. And now I've got the well-laid plans up, and at that point I feel that the fight's essentially over. I will be taking some damage before the end of the fight, though, unfortunately. But not enough that it will matter in the long run. Just there was no block in hand, unavoidable damage turn. Wasn't gonna waste a potion or anything. I mean, so yeah, just unavoidable damage turn. Thinking through things here, Shadow Melt, definitely not the right move. Happy to have it out of my hand though, but yeah, Shadow Meld was definitely not the right move there. Yeah, now we're really set up. We've got all of our footworks up. We've got Knife Trap in hand. So we're looking pretty good. I do know I'm gonna take some damage here. That's okay. And then I'm doing. Dude, I did the math there actually. I clipped that out, but I popped the calculator open, did the math to see if I was able to kill, but it was not a kill. Yeah, get some flak out of my hand there. Drew into a block, but yeah, definitely not happy about the amount of damage I'm about to take here. It has me slightly panicked for glass, unfortunately. Now at this point, I'm going to do the math again, and I know that it's enough. Absolute machine gun. One of my favorite things to watch in this game, honestly. Trying to get as set up as possible. One thing though might have been good here would have been nightmaring the cloak and dagger. That might have been correct. But I had thought, well, I'll keep the block for the next turn through the blur effect that's given from the tiara. So yeah, and then I don't think I'm gonna redraw piercing whale. So I decide to strip. I'm full blocking even with the wither, so I decide to strip one more of the artifact so that I can hopefully get weaken up a little bit sooner. And we actually accomplished that. So he's stripped of all artifact at this point, which is great. Start utilizing Orichalcum against the withers, which is nice. Yeah. Not quite full block there. Now things are starting to get a little sketchy. Again, the Shadow Meld just sits in my hand because you know, if it was upgraded, that would have been a better upgrade than Nightmare, for sure. That is for certain. Here I'm trying to figure if I can get the wither to spawn, but then I realized no, because I'm going to discard. So once I discard, the wither's going to have a spot, unfortunately. So we got to block the wither. But I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, Matt, 6 damage. I'll just let Orichalcum do it. Happy to have the on the slice, and then Snakebite is a nice little chip here. Shadow Melt finally comes into handy. I'm able to full block one more time. Crucial turn for that. But yeah, as you can see, if I hadn't have taken that 10 max HP, I'd be dead right now. So very happy with how this run turned out. I wouldn't say clean, but you know, it was fun. So I had a good time. Yeah, guys, thanks for watching, stick until the end. If you're enjoying the content, you know, like and subscribe, as everyone says. But yeah, I'll see you on the next one.